Let's go to our chairs. Let's make sure that you're all muted so we don't have interference here. Good. And let's find our neutral position, sitting at the very edge of the chairs. Let me work that screen so you can see me a little better. I cannot believe that so many months into doing this, I still don't have like the spot. Probably I should put like a red cross on my floor to know exactly where to put the little table that is holding on the computer and where to put my chair. But oh well. Okay, so let's sit to the very edge of the chair. Who are new to this class, this is a very important thing to establish from the beginning because we're coming over and over back to the same spot. And that means really at the very edge of the chair, almost to the point that the sit bones are rolling forward and out of the chair. And that, what it does is that it already sets your hips to a more efficient position where you're not rounding your back and sitting on your chair and just couching, like potato couching. So you really want to have that pelvis that rolls forward and the tailbone that rolls back a little bit so that you can find the natural arch, the natural curve of your back, which is where the spine is the best, at its best to support the rest of the body. And then you bring your feet hip distance apart, toes and feet are parallel, because see what happens when I bring my toes out, my knees open. If I bring my toes in, my knees close. And you want to have feet, knees, and hips in the same alignment, on the same line. The other component, and last for the part of sitting in this position, is that you want your shin bone, which is the lowest part of the leg here, perpendicular to the floor. You don't want it in an angle which is more narrow or broader than a 90-degree angle between the floor and the shin bone. I'm going to open this leg out to the side so you can see. You don't have to open it. You don't want the foot to be in here. See, now the angle is more narrow than 90-degree angle. Neither you want the foot to be there. You want the foot to be right here and your shin bone in that 90-degree angle. And you can play with it just a little bit so that you understand that I'm not telling you that just out of like, I'm making up rules and I think it looks more pretty this way or whichever the reason would be. But simply, as you do it yourself, you notice that of weight, the way that the weight of the legs is distributed on the feet is quite different from these three positions. When it's far out, it's more toward the heel. When it's far in, is toward the ball of the feet to the point that sometimes your heels are up. And you want to find that spot where the weight is evenly distributed from front to back, side to side, which brings a lot of stability and steadiness to any position that you're going to be playing with and moving from. Then you relax your hands on top of your lap and we close the eyes. Just don't worry, we won't fall asleep here. Just want you to have an experience of tapping into your breath first and noticing your breath, whichever way the breath is going for you today. And as you get connected to your breath, that's also a way to get in awareness with your body, how the body is feeling. And this is really an important step in this practice. You want to be able to know where you're at and start establishing communication, conversation with your own body. Because guess what? Most of our lives, we just go in automated mode, like doing things out of habit and staying well established in our head. So I want you during this hour to go down into your body, leave the head for later. You'll have plenty of things to resolve and think of later on. But for now, really get a feel for how the body is doing this morning. And with no judgment attached to it, you're not like the big judge saying, oh, you feeling better here, and why are you hurting there, and you're bothering. No. You just leave all that out, and you simply enter your body as a curious child that just wants to explore and discover new things. And some of those new things might not be that new, that might be already familiar. But you're just going through the mapping of your body as a self-exploration from within. And then from that exploration of how the body feels, also acknowledge that the body right here and right now is totally fine. It's totally supported. Your feet are grounded, so your legs are supported. Your sit bones are grounded on the chairs, so your back can relax. And now, as you're being supported by the floor and the chair, you're inviting that support to the base and the anchor of any movement that you're engaged in. So that's why it's important to establish at first that sense of safety and sense of stability, so that your brain that wants to control everything has no excuse not to go along with the movement, knowing that everything is safe and taken care of. So take just 2-3 more breaths in and out. Just enjoy the breath really deep. Also another reminder here, try to breathe, do your best to breathe through your nose only. Unless obviously you have allergies and you have a stiffened nose, or you're having a slight congestion of any sort, and therefore you're not able to fully breathe through the nose. But as much as possible, make your absolutely best to breathe throughout the whole class only through the nose. And the nose breathing should be nice, soft, steady, deep, wide. You're not forcing it, you're not speeding it, you're not restricting it. One last breath as I'm talking. Deep breath in and long breath out. Let's open the eyes. Keep the eyes soft also. Don't go like too crazy, opening too big. Just a soft gaze so you can see what I'm doing, and that's it. Arms to the side of the body. You drop the shoulders, the arms all the way to the hands, and we're going to lift as we inhale. You inhale and lift the arms up. And as you exhale, you slowly bring the arms down. So here, obviously, your breath might be slower or faster than mine. So you have to really assess your own lifting of the arms through the full breath in and the whole journey out and down through the breath out, following your own rhythm, not your neighbor's rhythm. That maybe you're practicing this with your partner or someone in your family is joining you, so you guys don't have to synchronize. You can be on different breathing pace, and therefore also you might not be going at the same speed or the same slow movement that I'm going. And don't be shy about the breath. A lot of times we're breathing just half capacity. You don't go to the fullest of the breath in, neither you release fully the breath out. So pay attention to both ends of the breath. Deep inhale, see if you can squeeze and pull in more breath. And as you release all the way out and down, you might feel the action of the belly squeezing in, like you're squeezing a sponge to release all the air out. A couple more. And this is an excellent movement that you can do several times a day. It just takes a few rounds of this moving breath to open up the capacity of breathing, to remove stagnation from the lungs, at the same time that it's movement, so it also works on the shoulders and the neck. It gives a stretch to the back, especially if you're focusing on stretching up at the very end of the spin. And appreciating the dropping of the shoulders down as your arms are to the side of the body, so they're not like resting, and you feel the full weight of the arms pulling down. Last two, breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, arms up. You're going to grab your left wrist with your right hand and use your right hand. And you can be at the wrist, or sometimes it's even more effective to grab a little lower than the wrist. So depending what works for you, and you'll see what we're going to do. And from there, you'll check for yourself. Either at the wrist or a little lower. We're going to lift up and pull and stretch the arm across slightly out to the right. You're not going all the way to leaning over. Stretching out, stretching as you pull that shoulder away from the socket, using the arm stretch and pull. And feel the stretch into the left side of the ribs. Press down into your feet, then lean over to the right like an inch, just an inch. Now press into your right foot deeper than the left. That's going to stabilize. And then press back up. And switch sides. You're grabbing your right forearm or your right wrist with your left hand. You stretch and pull. So here, if you're grabbing from the wrist, you have less leverage, meaning that depending on the length of your arm, you might not be able to pull as much, then lowering down a little bit, and then you have more access to pull even deeper. Stretch up. Open the right side of the rib cage, the right side of the torso. And then again, pressing down into your feet, especially shifting a little bit stronger to the left foot as you lean over to the left, an inch, not too far. And gently come back up. Soften, release the arms out and down, hands back to your lap, and relax. Take a breath or two here and feel whatever's happening through your arms, your shoulders. Maybe the quality of your breathing has changed already, shifted a little bit. Now you're going to bring your left arm forward, grab again the wrist or the forearm, but this time instead of up, you're going to cross it over to the right and pull across to the right as you twist a little bit. See, my left shoulder is coming forward, my right shoulder back, I look back. Then soften the stretch, come back to center and switch. Grab your right arm or your right wrist with your left hand. Pull it over, not high, not low, but shoulder high. Pull across to the left, and then that right shoulder pops forward and you twist slightly out as you pull the arm across. Turn your head over to the left and breathe. Your left arm should be really strongly engaged. That's where the action is. And then soften in, come back to center, release both hands down. Take a couple breaths here, in and out. And we're going to grab the hands behind. I'm going to turn around. So you're bringing left hand on top of the sacrum, right hand in, and you're going to press hands against the sacrum and pull the elbows and shoulders back. So it looks like this. And breathe. And then soften and switch. Now your right hand is going to be against the low back and your left hand inside the right hand. And same movement. You're going to open the shoulders as you pull the elbows back. And breathe. And soften in. Wrap your arms around, right arm on top of the left, crisscross, grab either to the side of the upper arm, side of the shoulders, or if you can, reach all the way back to the shoulder blades. It's a nice big hug. And from here, you're going to round slightly your upper back as you drop the chin down. And use your hands as traction to pull the shoulder blades away from each other. If you're holding on your arm, same action, you're pulling those arms in, so that spreads the back of the shoulders into the back. One more breath here. Soften in, lift, open out, inhale. Exhale, cross your left arm on top of the right. Wrap to whichever level you're able to catch. If you're able to catch all the way back, you catch to the edges of the shoulder blade, whichever of in between your upper arm to the back of the shoulders you are. Stay there. Round slightly, so you're pushing the center of the chest back and you're rounding between the shoulder blades as you drop the chin down. Spread and breathe. Soften back to center. Release the arms out. And relax down. Come here. Feel and notice any differences around the shoulders, into the upper back, on your arms. And we're going to bring the arms forward. Left arm folds in toward the inside of the right elbow, and right arm goes on top of it. Then you can grab from under with your left hand and grab from the top with your right hand. And we're going to inhale, lift up, stretch across the chest and the armpits, and exhale, round with arms coming to the belly. I'm going to go sideways so you can see. So we're adding a spinal movement here. Inhale, arms up and arch. And your arms can come to your forehead or top of the head, depending on where you're able to reach. And exhale, round in and down. Look down, breathe in, lift up, open, breathe out, lower, breathe in, rock the hips forward, stretch through the spine, open a little deep, breathe out, round in, roll your hips back. And one more. Inhale. And exhale. Come back to neutral. So here we're going to change the position of the arms. Going to release the arms out. This time you're going to bring your right arm in first. Fingers to the inside of the left elbow. And then you're going to bring, okay, let me think, lower this way. Now I'm confused. Bring the left arm on top. Yeah, that's it. Left arm on top. You grab with your left hand, and now you rotate that right palm up to grab underneath your left forearm. And so the opposite way of where we were binding. And let's go again. Inhale, arms up. Gently arch the back. Exhale, lower and round. Inhale, breathe up. Rock the hips forward, open the back. Exhale, lower, rock the hips. Inhale. Movement of the head is following. I'm looking up, tilting the chin away. And exhale, I'm rounding in, rolling the hips back, arms down. I'm looking at my navel. A few more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. And last, breathe in. And back to neutral, finding a neutral position, right at the edge of the chair, feet, knees, and hips parallel. Relax and breathe. Clasping right hand on top of the right, so you're grabbing the fingertips, rolling in, and that's your grip. And elbows are going out to the side at shoulder height, not down here, not chicken wings with your shoulders up. You find that position where the shoulders are down and your elbows parallel to the floor. See, my forearms are parallel to the floor. And you have that grip here. And we're gonna tilt the elbows from side to side. So see here that my hands are not moving. They're tilting, but they're staying in the same anchored spot. I'm not doing this, right? So from the anchor, as if you were holding here on a bar or something, and you're in between your fingers, you're just rolling from right to left and tilting the shoulders and the elbows from that axis, from right to left, up and down. And make sure you're breathing here, in and out through the nose. My head stays in position. I'm not doing this either, right? It's elbows and shoulders. And back to center. Look down and see which hand is on top, and you're gonna shift. Opposite hand on top, same grip. And let's do it again. It might feel awkward on this side compared to the other side, or it might feel easier, who knows. And again, you're gonna tilt elbows and shoulders from side to side. Breathe in and breathe out. So in this case, for me, what naturally occurs is that I'm breathing in when I'm tilting to one side, and I'm breathing out when I'm tilting to the other side. Whichever of those two sides, doesn't matter. So try to see what your breath is doing, if you're able to synchronize the breathing with the movement. Two more. And release. Hands come to rest on top of your lap. Take a few breaths here, in and out. Soft and easy, long and deep. And let's go down into the legs now. You're going to bring your left hand to the chair or of the chair. Catch the front of the right knee. Press into the left foot to lift up. Find the grounding into the left hand, and we're going to rotate that knee out. So here, to be balanced, to release all the effort from being only on your back, you're going to press down into the left foot, and I'm leaning back a little bit here. Let's see. I'm going to go this way, meaning that my hand being on the chair, I'm leaning back to pivot the weight back so it's easier to hold on the leg. But make sure you're not doing this, or make sure also that you're not doing that. So lean back to find the support, and then rotate your leg. And reverse. Change the leg. And back to center, and release that right leg down. Come back to sitting up. Probably now you'll expect that you feel things in your belly, because doing what we just did, I do on the other side, instead of doing the usual full support with both hands, this one is a little trickier, has to engage your belly deeper. Right hand here, supporting yourself either to the base of the chair or on top of the arm of the chair. Lean back without collapsing. You're pushing away, your chest is nice and long, you're extending. And then from that position, you go forward, but you found that first anchor to know where you're going. You catch your left knee and you pull back. and find the support again onto your right hand. And start the rotation of the knee. You're using your left fully to rotate the leg. It's not the leg that is engaging actively to do the rotation. It's all the arm, the support of the hand, all the way to the shoulder. And therefore also that's what requires belly to engage so that there's integrity between your torso and the movement. So it can be supported here. And couple. And then reverse, roll the opposite direction. Keep on breathing. And last rotation, and forward to land. Bring both hands to your lap and yourself a few rolling actions into the hips, rocking the pelvis forward and back. Back to neutral. Left hand again for support. Well, catch the knee first to the front of the knee. Press into the left foot and shift back. Find the anchor of the chair with your left hand. Now we're going to open and close. And as you close, you can go even past, as you see, my foot in front of the left knee and past. Make sure your left knee is not dropping in, neither opening out. You're pressing down into the left foot and you're swinging the leg from right to left. If you're able to do so, we're going to bring the leg all over to crossing on top of the left leg. Before we do that, keep your leg to center. Bring your left foot, turn the toes in, heel in so that it's a little bit to the midline. Open wide and cross over. If this is not happening, you can cross down here. That would be your position. But if you can go up here, that's where you are. Sit. So either you're here or you're here and you're squeezing in. And we're going to bring the left hand to the outside of the knee, ground into the sit bones and press into the left foot. And then you're going to catch either the chair to the base of the chair or the back of the chair or the back of the arm of the chair. And we're going to inhale, make your spine longer. You can screw your head a little deeper and then exhale, pull and twist. And breathe. Now in the twist, squeeze the legs together. Squeeze them tight. Hold the squeeze and the twist without holding the breath for 2 full rounds of breath here. If you're down here, same. You're pressing and twisting, and you're pressing the inner knees and inner thighs together. And then gently release. Bring your right hand over to the inside of the knee. So arms are crossing. And then you're going to round. You're going to hold on that leg, either here or there, and round into your back. You're spreading the shoulder blades apart here. And release back to neutral. Uncross the legs. If you're all the way here, you can use your hands to uncross. Bring your feet again hip distance. Shins perpendicular to the floor. Knees and hips in alignment with the feet. And let's go to the other side. You're going to grab the front of the knee with your left hand. You press into your right foot. You use your torso to shift back. Anchor your hand either to the chair, to the base of the chair, or to the arm of the chair. And we're going to open and close the left leg. Keep on moving along with the breath. Two more. Back to center. Turn your right toes about an inch in or an inch and a half, right heel in, so your foot is midline instead of further out to the right. And here we're gonna open and close and cross. If you're able to cross as far out as you need to cross your legs together, you do that. Your right knee is now dropping in. You're keeping your right foot grounding down. If you're not able to go here, you cross at the ankles and you keep your knees together. Good. Now you're going to bring the right hand to the outside of the knee. Left hand behind. You grab the chair, the back of the chair, the base of the chair, or the arm of the chair to the left. And you're going to squeeze already here the legs together. Inhale. Lengthen the spine, tilt, 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 lift, 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 and exhale, twist. Pull from your left arm, push against the leg with your right hand, push down into the right foot so your legs stay stable and firmly engaged. And keep on breathing. One more breath here. And soften back to center. And cross your leg using your hands. And open your feet hip distance apart. Find your neutral position. Take a few breaths here. Deep in, long out. Let's get into chest, deep chest stretch now. Hands behind both hands, catch the back of the chair. I'm going to turn this time the chair literally to the side so you can see better. Same neutral position here, hands behind, and you're going to roll the shoulders already back and together, and you see that my chest comes forward when I do that. And not just chest forward, but now I'm lifting, I'm pressing down into the sit bones and the feet to lift the ribs further up. And from here, I'm going to stretch forward to whichever spot I can go. I'm shifting forward and pulling the torso, the center of the chest forward. Shoulder blades roll back a little deeper. Keep on breathing. And then you're going to exhale, round in, open the elbows out and pull back. Then push forward again. Reestablish shoulder blades together. Pull from your arms, press down into your feet, press down to the sit bones. Bring the center of the chest forward. Couple more breaths, lifting away from the front of the hips. And exhale. Open the elbows out and round in, rolling the front of the shoulders forward, drop the chin down. And again, roll out, roll the shoulders back, shoulder blades together, center of the chest pulling forward. If this is very intense for you, again, you have the option to do it on the arms of the chair. But if you do, make sure you're not relaxing the elbows out to the side. As you pull forward, you're going to go here. And you might be able to go deeper forward because your hands are on the arms of the chair. So find your leverage. Try to really roll those elbows back. And then soften back elbows. Now, if you're here, elbows come forward. If you're there, same action. You're rounding in. You're rolling the top of the shoulders forward. And one last. Roll back, stretch up, pull forward. Now your shoulders should be a lot more open, hopefully. So another great stretch to do anytime in the day that you feel really tense around the shoulders, that you feel that your breath is very shallow. And round in. And soften and release. Bring your arms to the side of the body, shake everything out. relax. Gonna do a movement where we're synchronizing arm and leg. So I'm gonna stay this way, sideways, so you can see that's gonna be easier. Arm to the right side of the body, relaxing down. And you're gonna press into the left foot. So engage your left leg really actively to find that support and start sliding the right foot forward as you extend your right arm. And then lift, engaging your belly strong. How far up doesn't really matter. Lift whichever degree you can lift in, and then release down and bring back in. So now the arm can lift higher than when we lift it. You come forward, you lift the leg, you can lift the arm up, and then release that leg down and slide foot and hand back. Pause. Inhale, stretch away. Lift up, press into the left foot, exhaling down and sliding in and relax. When you relax, you come back to neutral, you completely relax. Tendency is to hold tight, knowing that you might do another of those movements. So completely relax. You can even bring your hand back to your thigh. But if you remember that we're starting from here. And then again, slide out, stretch out, lift. Expand up, maybe you hold it for a second or two, releasing softly down, and slide in, relax. And last one, press down into the left foot, extend forward, lift up, and exhaling down, and slide in. Now rest your right hand on top of the left thigh. And you're going to give a little shake to your hips here. Hands to the knees, shake the legs all the way to the hips. And back to center, back to neutral position. I'll do it on the left side face. Right hand is resting on the right thigh. Now you're pressing down into the right foot and getting that right leg really strong. Your left thigh is relaxed. Your right thigh is strong like a rock. Left arm to the side, sliding your left foot out, start sliding your left arm, lift up. The first one, not too high with the arm, find your leverage, go down and slide back. Relax. Inhale, forward. Lift the leg, arm goes further up. Exhale, slide back, relax the arm out, relax the glutes and the belly. Press down into the right before you slide out and lift. The more you press down into the right foot, the easier it is to lift the left leg. Down and back, relax. Inhale, slide away. Exhale, lift. To the right foot. If you lift higher than this, couple of inches, that's your lift. And down and slide back in and relax. Two more. Slide out, pressing down into the right leg, lift up. Inhaling and exhaling and sliding back. Completely relax. And last, stretch out. Press into the right leg to lift the left leg up. Inhale and exhale. Back to neutral. Release your hand to the lap. Grab the knees and shake things out. And back to center. Toes out, heels out, toes out. Find the right support on both sides so your toes are not in. Your knees are aligning with your hips and your feet. This time not in front, but still like the drop in. You're not rolling to the inner edge of the foot, neither, which would be more rare, to roll to the outer edge of the foot. You're keeping the knee right on top of the ankle. Hands to the top of the knees, and we're going to give a little twist from shoulder to shoulder. So let's start high. Twist just across the shoulders and the upper back here. You're keeping the arms as straight as possible. The exception is that if you have really long arms and when your arms are straight, it's back, then you bend the elbows a little bit, but don't bend them out to the side like this. You bend them aside of the rib cage, not out, but in. And then from here, that's why also I'm saying this, that you want to twist from the upper, from the top, and that keep length to the side of the body. If I'm twisting here, you see my left shoulder rotates in, and I have a curve here. If I'm twisting from here, I'm pulling the shoulder toward the right, and I feel a stretch here and a squeeze on the right side of the waistline. And the other side. Inhale, I transition to center. Exhale, and twist. Breathe into center. Exhale, twist. Come back to center. Now we're going to go a little deeper. Inhale. Exhale. Now you lean towards the right leg and you press down into your feet. Inhale, back up. Exhale, twist and lean onto the left leg. I'm using my right hand to push not only down but away from the leg. So that's also, you need to have your leg firmly engaged so you're not pushing it out, which would be rare also. That shouldn't really happen, but I want you to have that action of pressing down into the foot to give a better anchor of support for the torso to twist. Inhale, back up. Exhale, across and lower. One more on each side. Inhale. And exhale to the other side. Coming back to center. And pause and breathe here. 1 or 2 breaths here. And let's take 3 rolls in one direction. 2 and 3. Back to center. Go to the other side. 1, 2, and 3. Back to center. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, bend the elbow and relax your forearm on top of the head. Breathe in here. And exhale, pull and stretch out to the left.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
And you just heard my assistant here. I won't say her name because she'll talk again. And then press back up. And keep your right forearm on top of the head. Relax your hand to the side of the left ear. And you're just going to gently guide just through the weight of the hand against the head and the gentle pulling of your forearm. Pull your head out to the right. Open the left side of the neck. And breathe. Pressing your forearm against the head to bring the head back to center. And release your right arm out and down. Bring your left arm out. Inhale. Bend at the elbow. Relax your forearm on top of the head. Relax your hand to the side. Pull in and up. And stretch out to the right. See, my left hand is completely relaxed. It's just dropping. You're not tensing up. Make sure you're not closing in. You're keeping the stretch lateral here. You use the support of the right hand, pressing down into the leg so it doesn't become too tense around the belly and the back. Then push back up. Left hand relaxes to the side of the ear, and you're going to use that left hand to pull your head out to the left. Drop the right shoulder down and breathe. Using the forearm to roll your head back to center. Release your left arm out and down. Both hands on top of the legs. Find the support of both the legs and the hands. We're going to rotate the neck from side to side. Deep, long breath. Head turns out to the right. Now we're going to sweep the chin across the chest. So you go from the front of the right shoulder down and across the chest. The gaze is following to the front of the left shoulder and up above the left shoulder. Exhale across in a half circle and lift up to the right. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, sweep across, breathe out. And bring back to center, toes in, heels in, toes in, find hip distance apart, find your neutral position here, realign, take a breather here, couple rounds of breath, deep in and long out. Stretching your right foot forward, anchoring your left hand on top of the left knee. We're sliding out through the right leg and pressing back up. So you're using into the left foot, especially to come back up. As you go down, also you'll feel the shift of weight onto the left foot, anchoring you. And then you push even more firmly in that left foot to slide yourself back up. Let's do a couple more in movement. You're using your left hand on top of the left leg also to push yourself up and to keep yourself safe and stable down. Last one, pull up and go down and stay. Stay in whichever position where you feel comfortable staying forward. You're bendy and you're able to bring your elbow to the knee. That might be more supportive than the elbow deeply bent to the side. And breathe. Maybe you're able to reach to your toes and pull them back a little bit. Just one more breath here. And press. Use your left hand if you are on the elbow to slowly come back up. Slide your right foot in, hands to the knees, shake things out before we go to the other side. And let's switch sides. Extend your left heel forward. Stretch up. Right hand on top of the right leg, slide out as you exhale. Inhale, push back up. Exhale, keep your left foot flexed. Find a stretch in the back of the leg as you come forward. Breathe in, push up. Breathe out. Two more in movement, pressing down into the right foot and right hand to lift up. And exhale. Take your time, go nice, deep and slow. And last one in movement. Breathe in, coming up. And breathe out, lower down. And stay. Press even deeper onto your right foot, right hand onto the right knee. Trying to extend the spine forward instead of rounding into the stretch. Two more breaths here. And press from the right foot to the right hand to come back up. Slide your left foot in, hands to the knees, shake it out. And sit tall. Gonna stand up just for one move because we're close to finishing the class. Press the hands onto the knees, squeeze the pelvis, squeeze the belly, shift the weight, push and lift. We're just gonna do our famous back stretch because a good class is one that always includes the back stretch. I personally like a lot stretching my back. Really good, especially after doing all this ab work and leg work that we did today. So we're going to stand behind the chairs and start stepping back and find the right distance for you that won't be the same distance than for me. We have different bodies, different capacities of flexibility, but you have to aim to find a spot where your back is parallel to the floor. So if you're here and rounding, a lot of times that's a curling of the tailbone under. You want to bend the knees and stick the butt back as if you had a chair behind you that you wanted to sit on, or you wanted to touch your sit bones to the back wall. Try to aim to that traction back, tilting of the tailbone up, the belly drops. And then here, find your back stretch. So if you're really tight on your low back and your hamstrings, you might need to bend the knees quite deep to be able to have an inner rotation of the hips. Find your spot. It's not a weakness to have to bend the knees, because what we want to create here is relief to the back. It's not about stretching the legs. That would be a different stretch that we wanted to aim to stretch the back of the leg. That's a good stretch too, but right here, we're trying to work on the back and give some softness to the back, opening and stretch to the chest, which is great for the lungs. Great to increase the capacity of your breath, to stretch between the rib intercostal muscles. Your head stays aligned with the arms. Don't look up. Once you find your position, there's no need at all for you to look at me. So look down to the floor and stretch. The top of your head should be watching the screen, not your eyes. You feel the stretch in the arms. Keep your legs strong. Not that you have to over stretch, over activate them, but to have the right support for the back to feel safe and stable. And then press from your feet. You start curling the tailbone under a little bit to push up. And let's walk our way forward. Holding on the chair, shake one leg out to the side. Then come back to standing with both feet. Shift your weight opposite way, then shake the other leg out. Round back to center, balance, shake your right arm, hand out. And switch, left hand and left arm out. And back to center, come back to your chairs. To close the session today, let's come back to our seated position. And neutral position, realign your feet to hip distance, knees to parallel, relaxing your hands on your lap, close your eyes.